Minister of Works, Dave Umahi, on Friday, explained the rationale behind the installation of closed-circuit television, also known as surveillance cameras, on the Third Mainland Bridge in Lagos. Umahi, in an interview on Friday, said the cameras were installed to check, among other things, like suicide cases on the popular bridge. He also expressed worry over the evacuation of sand under the deck of the public facility. The minister also weighed in on the reopening of the Independence Bridge in Lagos following emergency repair works. He stated that the closure was prompted by a structural failure involving the approach slab of the bridge, which caved in due to a faulty design. According to Umahi, the initial construction of the approach slab was done as a cantilever, which was structurally inappropriate. He stated that the slab failed when the sand fill beneath it leaked, compromising its integrity and posing a serious risk to commuters. Chimele, as an active social media user, and you really advertising for it.
Yes.
I'm sure you're aware about the whole 2 days situation on the Independence Bridge and Lagosians, speaking up again over the incident and how it kept them on a still for 12 good hours.
It started, I think it was 24 hours.
24 hours.
Yes.
It started on Wednesday until Thursday,
Right.
so it was literally not a good situation in Lagos. Well, a good thing for a few days, the bridge is going to be opened while they still sort out other routes where Lagosians can use during the maintenance of the Independence Bridge. And now this topic of discussion is going to be on the CCTV on the bridge in order to check suicide cases. We know how so many suicide cases that has occurred on that bridge. Do you think this is actually a necessary move from the Minister of Works?
I'll have to draw us back to 2020, yes, where the NSAS protest happened. We had information that there was CCTV camera at I think that was Lekki toll gate. But from our observation, it was not even functioning. It was just a decoration they did there. So it's surprising. For me, it's a welcome idea that if it's functioning, it's a welcome idea for them to be able to track some criminal activities happening. Most times on the bridge, information has it that people always rob people from those bridges, and there are always so many bad cases that happens there. So it's really a welcome idea if it is functioning, that they do such things so that they can track criminal activities, so that if you're being robbed in those certain areas, you could be able to report to the police. The police could see the CCTV camera and be able to track those people around that. Because most times those criminal activities that happens within people living around that area. So if they can be able to get pictures of evidence of people who did these activities, they can go to around that area to see if they can track them and bring them to justice. So for me, I feel it's a welcome idea. But in our country, we always talk, and most times it doesn't really happen. Because if this comes into reality, it's really a very good idea. At least it will help us a lot. It will really help us a lot. Even in the economy to help us too.
The installation of the CCTV cameras. Well, thank you. Let's hold your thoughts on that. I'd love to get your thoughts on this, Mr. QC, please. What do you make of this?
The installation of CCTV cameras on Third Mainland Bridge.
Yes.
See, another problem with the system we have here is that rather than being proactive, we are reactive. In the first place, the Third Mainland Bridge, I think that bridge was constructed by President Ibrahim Babangida. That's the Third Mainland Bridge on his 50th birthday, I remember. But look at it. You see, that's a national monument. The Third Mainland Bridge is a national monument. Why are we talking about installing CCTV cameras at this time? These are assets, critical assets of national signposts of national development that should have been protected at all costs, by all means. I'll give you an example. If you go to, though some bit of work is going on right now because of, in River State here, because of the ring road, the Port Harcourt ring road.
Okay.
If you, after Element Junction, if you're going to Oyibo, you see there's a beautiful construction, about 4-lane road, about 6, I don't know, I can't remember right now, but it's a beautiful thing. But you see, that is River State. That is from Port Harcourt down to the gateway, which is Imo River, when you now leave Port Harcourt. If you drive there at night, you had better be careful.
Yes.
The vehicles, they come in all directions. Number one, there are no street lights. The vehicles come in all directions, all shades of wrong. That is a federal road, that's a federal highway. Why is it like that? Why there are no road signs and people drive anyhow? And of course, accidents do happen there regularly, even with policemen on that road almost at all times. Why should that be? That's because we have a system that I think we do not set up our facilities and think of how to protect those facilities and make us realize the maximum gain. You understand? The Third Mainland Bridge is supposed to be protected at all costs. I understand the description that the Minister of Works is trying to give there. He is an engineer himself, that people are removing sand. Those things should not, he should not even talk about it. Those things should not happen at all in the first place. So we just build such a beautiful monument with so much money, so much of taxpayers' money, and all this while and all these years, there is nobody to check what is happening, how it is protected, so that subsequently we do not have to put in so much money to revamp it. So we just built that and we left it like that. And now it is collapsing. And so we have to bring in so much money to think of how we can resuscitate it and make it useful for our people, and become for it to give us the maximum benefit in the economy. It is wrong. It is wrong. So, as far as I'm concerned, if they are thinking that by talking about CCTV cameras to check rate of suicide, why are people going into suicide anyway? It's because of the situation that the government have put the people. You have to be see. I've said this several times in this studio, maybe on this platform, and I say, look, a government should be how do I put it? It should serve as a bulwark against any evil in society. Yes, you cannot stop all. You cannot stop all, but you must have that kind of presence, that telling presence that will make people realize that, look, there are things we should not do. You all know these things now. Somebody wants to commit crime, he's not even thinking of police. Yes. Even if they tell him, police, he's like, I beg. They don't care, all those things. Because why? It's because they have seen that there is no authority to question anybody about anything.
Okay.
So doing that at this time,
the fact of
yes.
not being, when I used to get somewhere, outside the fact of not being responsible of crimes, no authority coming to question them. The CCTV camera, I think at some point the FCT had plans to install the CCTV camera also on the highway and on some designated points, or probably on street lights where they have the street lights, in order to control traffic defaulters and all of that. And now the question would be, are there necessary measures that have been put? He stated about that it is a good one.
It's a good one.
A welcome
It's a good one, no doubt about it.
How will most of these defaulters be apprehended? What are the necessary measures, the facilities that have been deposited, that has been put in place that, okay, the CCTV camera captures an individual assaulting someone on the bridge. How do you apprehend this individual? How do you track this individual? In the cases of the suicide case that Dave Umahi actually mentioned, how do you solve it? What are the measures that has been put? How would a CCTV camera installation solve a suicide case then?
That's exactly you search me, because look, I just this brought me to brought something to my memory. I mean, I just heard about this morning, as to tell you how our society is going, the direction our society is going. Very dark black man, VDM, some guy said he just arrived. Is it from China or wherever? Yeah, and then as he had got down Lagos, as he was going out of the airport, he saw a young man who was defecating on the, and it took a very dark black man to ask his driver to stop and for him to harass the boy and come and actually told him, look, you have to remove it by your hand. You see that?
Okay, in that instance, how would that individual be apprehended in that kind
that's
of situation?
What I'm saying. So, very dark black man actually did for us, for all Nigerians, what government is supposed to do, okay, and what is supposed to be the work of, like when you talk about systems to monitor cameras and stuff, to monitor activities in society, what's supposed to be, what all that is supposed to be about. But then, we thank God we are like this at this stage. We'll give it some time. Let them install the cameras. It's beautiful. Let them install it. We'll give it some time, and then maybe we'll come back here to say what has happened to the cameras that were installed.
For me, for the suicide side, if they apprehend victims or people who, I won't say people who choose to kill themselves,
yeah,
such people should be taken to rehabilitation centers.
Of course.
Because those people, they have mental issue. Why would you want to kill yourself?
Okay, in cases when there is an unfortunate sex in that suicide case, how would that be sorted out?
Unfortunate what?
The suicide case, an unfortunate, I don't want to say it, an unfortunate situation where the individual commits the suicide.
Yes.
How would that be sorted out?
The person could decide to commit suicide. Oh, I can no longer take this. I can no longer handle my family. I can no longer suffer this shame. I can no longer, my children are asking for this, my wife, and I'm not able to. I was able to do it for them in time past, but now I have tried and nothing is working out. So I will have to, let me just leave the scene.
Yes, that boils down to the reason why this case, suicide case is actually alarming.
Yes.
Why not start from the basics?
Yes, no, why not start from the beginning? Why are they doing this? Why are they committing suicide? That's the thing. That's the question that government should ask themselves. And that is what I wanted to say. I actually missed it, because now you want to install CCTV cameras to check suicide. And that's good. Why are people committing suicide? Why are people committing suicide? I think the engineer should have contacted people in the Internal Affairs Ministry. Why are people committing suicide?
They have to start from the
yes. If you see, you cannot just say you want to. If somebody,
what will you want to use them on?
if somebody wants to commit suicide, the camera is not going to stop someone from committing suicide.
It's just going to show evidence.
It just shows you evidence that so and so man did commit suicide.
You can't do anything about it.
I mean, suicide can be committed in less than 5 minutes. The person gets to where he wants to commit suicide, and before you say what's going on, before you say Jack.